New Jersey Nets Continental Airlines Arena. It is the 1996 NBA Draft, start to finish on TNT. Thanks for being with us tonight. Commissioner is ready, as you see.
With the 7th pick in the 1996 NBA Draft, the Los Angeles Clippers select Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School in Penn.
Yo, what up, what up? Welcome back to another episode of LA Divided with your boy Goodluck Chuck. I'm Ronnie J, and today we're going to get into another discussion about our teams, Lakers and the Clippers. And I'm going to just jump right into it. Today I'm going to be talking about the 96-97 Clippers, more so of the 96 draft, where pretty much infamous. We know what happened, which is kind of a reason of why the Lakers or the Clippers, get as much flack as they do. Now, before I dive into it, I just want to throw this out there for those that are not aware. I pretty much didn't start my introduction to the Clippers until 98 or 99. 99, 2000. So looking back on it, I can see why Clippers get so much hate for what they do, because they just made some dumbass decisions. And it's almost funny to look back at when we talk about the 96 draft and who they picked versus who they had the potential to pick. Now knowing that Kobe Bryant worked out for the Clippers, and there was an interview that he had with Jimmy Kimmel where he actually discussed he felt he had a great workout with the Clippers, to go on and ask, like, are you guys going to be drafting me? And they replied with, no, we don't see, we are trying to turn around our franchise, and we cannot be taken serious in the city of LA by drafting a 17-year-old kid. That's what the Clippers told Kobe Bryant. Should I say the rest is history from there? I mean, I almost feel like I'm on a Clippers. Well, this is just probably going to be my one Clippers rant. No, I'm going to probably have a lot more, but this is definitely one of them. Just as far as what the franchise does and the decisions that they make. I mean, for the most part, back then, we all know that, Elgin Baylor was kind of running the show. He did it for a couple of years in and out. But he never really had full access to make the decisions of what he wanted to do, probably until like the 2005 season. Our owner was dumb. He was an idiot. I can even go on to say is like he had no business owning the team in the first place. I mean, the dude just, like, I don't know what his issues were, but looking at the stories of how we didn't draft we didn't draft Kobe, makes it almost look like the Clippers are just, no, I'm sorry, I can't say that word. I'm sorry, I can't say that word. The Clippers not drafting Kobe makes it look how ridiculous the Clippers are as a franchise and why no one can take us serious, because you do hear stories like that, and it's pretty terrible. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, first and foremost, hearing the team you're talking about, right? It was funny when you mentioned it. I couldn't think of a single player. I mean, I knew there were players that were a part of that Clippers team. During that time. I mean, Eric Piakowski, Lamont Murray, Pooh Richardson. We named some of these players, right? You talked about some of them too. So
Bo Outlaw.
Yeah. So, Lloyd Vault, right? Who I didn't even, know. I didn't remember him as a player at all. I can't remember his game, nothing about, like, what I'm saying? He's just one of them.
Same here.
It makes me think, like that saying they say, well, it's hard to get 10 in the league.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can mess around and get a basket. If you a decent player, you can mess around and score 2 points. You know what I'm saying? 2 points can fall in
Mhm.
your hand. Four, maybe you get, a couple of easy buckets, right? But to
Mhm.
score, 14, 15, 20 points a night and and just kind of be a virtual unknown,
Mhm.
it's crazy to me because I just don't remember too much about that team. But when you mention the draft, I can see, where your frustration would lie, looking back at some of these old Clipper teams. Um, Now, when I look at that draft, I remember hearing a lot of people say that Kobe had put fillers out there. I heard a lot of people say Kobe had put fillers out there, basically saying that he wanted to be a Laker.
Mhm.
So you had, you know, guys like Kerry Kittles. He was the other guard that was taken before Kobe, right? Allen Iverson, of course, was taken first in that draft.
Mhm.
And then you have Stephon Marbury, I believe, go after that. But other than that, it was all big men, and Lorenzen Wright was a center. So, the Clippers, maybe looking at that team at that time, maybe they felt like they had enough on the perimeter, and I guess there's no excuse for not drafting Kobe when we think about it in retrospect, but
Right.
Lee Sealy, was not a bad player. Um, Bo Outlaw, most people probably won't remember who he is, but super athletic dude, what I'm saying,
Mhm.
like extremely raw, but could play, and had some kind of skill. So, I mean, Lorenzen Wright was an established guy in college. He went to a big name school. So he came out into the league being very, heralded, like they thought they had a good player in him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, yeah, I mean, to think about what Kobe then does in the building, in the locker room right next to you, um, and thinking about what you could have had. And if Kobe truly did, um, or was okay with going to the Clippers, then that is a sad story. It really is.
It's a very sad story, and like I say, I mean, it's just one of those stories of shoulda, coulda, woulda. When you just look back on things in retrospect, and like I say, it just boils down to what the Clippers franchise has been. And of course, I mean, since then, I feel like we've gotten better as an organization. Especially after we got that guy out of there. And things have turned around, but it's things like this, is those things that happened in the past that gives the Clippers the name of what they are now, and why no one ever can take them serious, because of the mistakes that they made like that in the past. So it's just one of those things that just, every now and then, I don't try to, think about it so much, but, unfortunately with the timely or the current passing of Kobe, his stories is always out there. We see him all the time. Anytime I jump on social media, anything basketball related, something about Kobe is going to come up. And this story, recently came up. You see the pictures of Kobe in a Clipper uniform, and it's just one of those things where it's just like damn. And I mean, you can't say nothing else but just sit back and shake your head and think about, like, damn, this is the team that I like. This is the team that I go for. But at the same time, it's like, I know the history. I can take my lumps. I don't have no problem, with people talking shit, because that's just what everybody do. But um, it's that's just how it is. And that's why I wanted to touch on it now, because it's like, I can talk about the good and the bad when it comes to my squad. I don't have no problems with it. Because it just get to a point to where it's just like, I'm used to it. Like, every time the Clippers, miss the playoffs, or something happened, anything, like, people, they start talking mess, and it just roll off my shoulder, because it's just like, been there, done that.
Yeah, I mean, well, like you said, there's essentially sunshine on the other end of that mountain. When you talk about the first step was getting the guy out that you needed to get out,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Um, and trust me, when we get into talking about the Lakers end of this, I'm going to talk about that pivotal time. And so, anyway, this has been LA Divided. NBA United, and we've talked, about the Clippers. So, you got any last words for your squad?
No, man, that's it. Like I said, short, sweet, simple, to the point. It was really nothing to touch up on this week. I just had to get that off my chest.
All right, I appreciate it. LA Divided,
Good job.
NBA United. We'll see you after this.
Commissioner is ready, as you
With
see.
the 7th pick in the 1996 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Clippers select.
I actually had a really good and fun workout with the Clippers. This is probably too much information, but I'm excited to come out to LA, palm trees and all that, right? This is the best workout we ever seen. So I'm like, oh man, I'm excited. I'm gonna come to LA. I said, all right, so you're gonna draft me? No.
No. That's what makes them the Clippers.
Well, I asked them why. I asked them why wouldn't they draft me? They said, well, we want to turn things around with our organization. And we felt like if we drafted the 17-year-old kid, then the city of Los Angeles wouldn't take us seriously.
The Los Angeles Clippers select Lorenzen Wright from the University of Memphis.